What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another installment of our special BODYSLAM.net GCW Road to Hammerstein interview series. And I'm joined by my co-host from the Push podcast, Dom Mallon. And we are here tonight to talk to the one, the only Jimmy fucking Lloyd. Jimmy, what's going on, brother?
Not much. Just getting ready for Hammerstein.
Yeah, dude,
Few days out.
3 days out now. I had to look at my clock to see what day it is. Yeah, it's Thursday night. This will probably come out Friday morning, tomorrow morning. But yeah, we're 3 days out, 2 days after this airs. But yeah, man, it's getting close, man. Are you excited?
Yeah, I'm real excited. I mean, it's a huge show.
Dude, it's like one of the most historic wrestling buildings, if you think about it, like who's been there before. And you guys have set the attendance record now as far as wrestling shows, as far as how many.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. Also, it's like
crazy.
Not many people could say they wrestled in the Hammerstein. Not many companies have done it. Ring of Honor, ECW, and the One Night Stand shows, and not many people know. Urban Wrestling Federation did a few tapings, but it wasn't really like a big crowd or nothing. Mm-hmm. It was just a fucking taping. So this is a big deal.
My dogs made a run in here. We had New Japan too. They've been there. Ring of Honor, New Japan, ECW.
Yeah, but it was kind of a joint show. It was kind of a joint show, right?
Yeah, because Ring of Honor did their. Well, no, I think they did their last tour.
War of the World.
Yeah,
that's what it's called.
But yeah, so this is a big deal for you guys and the company in general. This is the biggest night, I think, probably. I mean, obviously for GCW, and for the guy that's been there since the very beginning, since GCW, your day one, are you, Tony Depp, and Joey Janela. So what does this mean to you to be there from the beginning, watch the company grow, get to this point, and now you're going to be performing at the Hammerstein Ballroom, like we just said, one of the most historic and biggest wrestling venues in the world.
I mean, it's pretty fucking surreal. Starting in a shitty concert hall in Howell, New Jersey. I mean, I love Game Changer World. That place was awesome. But going from Game Changer World to the Hammerstein Ballroom is a totally different level. And the fact that this is our first actual cable pay-per-view is definitely a big, makes it really big and special. And right, Hammerstein Ballroom's always been on the bucket list. And I think that I always had a feeling GCW would be the ones to do it, and we did.
You did, man. That's awesome.
But Dom, yeah, just seeing where the companies went from people saying that GCW wouldn't last, it would only last a year, it was just a deathmatch company, we were basically just in Howell, New Jersey at a concert hall doing crazy death matches with a couple shows, and to see the evolution of the company has just been fucking crazy.
And you could speak to that evolution probably better than 99%, plus of the crew of GCW. You've been there from its inception, and when going into this big time event that's really setting the stage for GCW, would you look at it, being on the roster as something that's more of a coming out party for GCW to people that are new to it, or is it more of a chance for GCW to finally shine and show that they're worth that level of notoriety?
I think it's more of a time to shine. I mean, GCW right now is one of the hottest things in professional wrestling. People are saying it's the third biggest promotion in America. So, I mean, a lot of new eyes are going to be on the product. I mean, this year alone with Cardona, Jarrett, all these new people coming into the company with bringing so many new eyes to the product has been wild. And I think this Sunday it's just going to be more eyes, because this is all I see talked about for the past couple of days. But when it happens, it's going to be all you hear talking about. It's going to be trending on Twitter. I know we do that all the time, but this one I feel like it's going to be like the ultimate. And this is where GCW is going to go from what it is to above and beyond, next level.
Absolutely. Does that put any added pressure on you personally to perform, or is it's the same butterflies that you would always
get? I feel
like
this one is going to be a little nerve-wracking just because everything like going into it, it's the first pay-per-view, it's Hammerstein Ballroom, a lot of eyes are on you, a lot of new eyes. So yeah, I think it's going to be a little nerve-wracking, but I mean, it is what it is. It's the part of the job, and you just got to make sure you succeed and show out on that night.
and you're in a big match too. You're at the grab the brass ring ladder match. Again, it's you, Alex Colon, Tony Deppen, Jordan Oliver, Leo Rush, and PCO. And man, I was talking to Alex about it, and he said that what did he say? I can't remember the exact quote, but he was like, the athletic commission, we're probably going to do some stuff to maybe make the athletic commission a little weary and nervous. So, are you got anything that you've been sitting on and cooking up?
I actually been in a brass ring match in New York at the Melrose Ballroom in the first grab the brass ring ladder match, which I won, and
nice.
The commission almost shut it down. We were this close.
That's what he was talking about.
They were,
when you win this one, are you going to wear the ring?
Take it home. They're about to shut the show down.
When you win this time, are you going to wear that ring on the same finger, or is it going to be on the chain?
It's not even a ring. It's like a ring, like a big.
It's like a big circle, like a big like Sonic ring, right? Like if you're playing Sonic the Hedgehog.
Yeah, but I don't think it's gonna actually look like a Sonic ring. It'll probably be like a piece of metal wire or something taped together.
Well, maybe
whatever
they'll pull
GCW could throw together will be the.
Maybe they'll pull out some expenses for Hammerstein. You know, put a little extra in the budget.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, we'll see.
Oh man. Now, did I read this right? You're only 22 years old. Is that correct?
I'm 23.
23 now, and so you started what 2014?
Yeah, it was my first professional wrestling match. Yeah,
dude. So how old were you when you started? Like that's what
I had my first match at 16.
15, 16 years old. Holy shit, man!
Yeah.
I didn't even realize you were that young either. When doing my research, I just assumed that you were closer to my age.
Yeah.
Before we went on the air, I'm listing off all these names because you're a Philly guy. Like, maybe you know this guy, that guy. They're probably like 10, 15 years older than you.
Nah, man, he's one of those. He's about the age of Jordan and all those guys. So I was surprised to see he had that much experience being that young, man. That's incredible. And you went to CZW what 2015?
Even younger.
Pretty much, even younger than that. Yeah. So
because I started training to be a wrestler in 2012.
Wow.
At any point in your life, did you ever think that you wouldn't be a wrestler, or was this just all in from that young an age, like you didn't see any other option?
Yeah, I didn't see any other option. It's all I wanted to do.
I love that. That's awesome.
That's incredible, man. And you've had a good run. I mean, you former GCW tag champ with G Raver.
Yep.
Now did you win the Extreme title from Tony Deppen? Or you wrestled Tony for the Extreme title a long time ago?
Yeah, I wrestled him. I didn't win it.
Okay, because he was talking about that match, and I couldn't remember if you who won that one. But yeah, Tony, we talked to him last night. He had nothing but good things to say about you. You guys are both in that match tomorrow night, so that'll be Sunday night.
I was going to say he had good things to say about you, but I don't know what you have to say about him going into that match. Do you have?
I mean, he's a phenomenal wrestler. Me and Tony are two of the originals in GCW, so I know it means as much to him as it means to me this night. So we're just going to go out there and make it special.
Yeah, you guys have traveled the world together, basically, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so he was talking about how much it meant to be in this match in that building together with somebody like you and Alex, because you guys have all been.
Yeah, Alex. I mean, Alex has been around for a while. He's been wrestling for a long time prior with CZW, and then he came to GCW pretty early on, and he's killed himself for this company. He's bled buckets and helped us get here too.
Yeah.
I mean, he's one of the best deathmatch wrestlers in the world, and I mean, I think his work speaks for itself, and I'm happy that he's in this match with me. I'm happy that we all get to do this together.
Yeah, and I think it would be good to see him. He's not featured in a death match, just to be able to show everybody that hey, I'm more than just a death match wrestler.
And
Alex could go, man. He's awesome in the ring.
Alex wasn't a deathmatch wrestler for so many years in his career, and then he decided to make that turn, and he incorporated both worlds into one, and I think he's really succeeding.
I agree. And you were featured. You wrote in Marcus Crane's Memorial Death Match on the last pay-per-view in Chicago.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that, because that was probably a pretty special moment for you. You know, to be in that because you were good friends with Marcus, if I'm not mistaken, right? So let's talk about that, man. Like that was a really cool thing that they did. They had a nice moment for him and in the showboat, and then to do that match. Let's talk about that a little bit. What that mean to you to be in that spot?
I mean, it was an honor. I'm happy that of the people that were in it. Schlack was supposed to be there, but he couldn't make it because he was in the hospital, and he was one of Marcus's best friends, which I know hurt him not being able to be there. But Nate Webb was a good good suitable replacement. And a lot of people don't know this, but we actually decided to put Nate in it with Schlack as a surprise because we knew how much Nate meant to Marcus. Because actually 3 years and 4 days before that date where we had that match was Nate's return to a death match. And he hasn't done one in like 10 years before that. And he came back to do one in Chicago against Marcus.
Oh, that's awesome.
So, I mean, and there's videos of Marcus as a kid dancing with Nate Webb in a Congo line and shit.
I saw that. The other night. I guess it was probably the same night that they were doing the match when somebody was posting stuff and they were showing the pictures of them together and then Nate wrestling in the memorial for him. And I was like, oh, that's really cool, man.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah, I mean, I was happy to be a part of it. I mean, it was an honor to be able to represent the life of Marcus and try to show some of the crazy things he did, like the razor boards and stuff like that. I mean, Nate got hurt in the match, so we didn't get to do everything that we wanted in order to pay tribute to him. But what we got to do, I think, was special, and I think it was a nice little tribute for Marcus.
I agree, man. That was really cool. And yeah, I was going to talk about Nate getting hurt because I think Alex and I talked about that on one of these that we have coming out later this week too, about how there's so much stuff you guys had talked about and that you were going to do, but then you had to kind of change things up on the fly when he got hurt early, and then you two finished the match. But
it sucked. But I mean, things happen, you know. I mean, we wish we could have gave more to the fans, and we had a lot of stuff that didn't even get to come out to the ring because we had more stuff in the back that we were going to use, and we didn't get to it because Nate literally said, I can't move. So, and he was laying there and we were like, fuck, we had to rush to do something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, and then I saw Brett let everybody know later he was doing fine, that he was okay. So that was good
he started moving his fingers and started walking like a little bit after.
Yeah. That's got to be such a crazy moment. In that moment, though, when you're going through the match and you're trying to get that going on, and then in the back of your mind, you got all of this going on as well.
Yeah,
just trying to process that in front of a crowd as well.
And that's not the first time in that building, too, because I was there actually
when Raver
in the
got
same building with Raver. I was in that building, and actually, like they blew right past me and about knocked me down. And then when they were taking him outside, Joey was like, "Sorry, Cassidy," when he was like running because I know Joey. So yeah, that night was wild too. So that's deathmatch wrestling, man. That's it's not for everybody, but you guys do it really well at GCW as far as being able to incorporate it into your show and work it in and make it just not just as a novelty, but it tells story and it has purpose and it meaning, and it's they do it well, and I really appreciate what you guys do because it's a very, very scary part of wrestling, and you guys do it safely and well more often than not. So
thank you.
In fact, and one of the things that you mentioned, obviously, Cass knows so much about GCW. He's been at a bunch of the shows, and but one of the things you mentioned earlier is about just how many new eyes you're going to have with this pay-per-view, right?
Yep.
To those people that maybe have inklings of what GCW is and have heard about it on the internet or seen about it, in crossovers with AEW and whatnot, how can you describe GCW to somebody who is a wrestling fan, but not necessarily aware of what GCW is?
Well, I mean, GCW is something for everyone. There's deathmatch wrestling in it, but there's some shows that there's no death matches, like the Wrld on GCW this Sunday. It's not. There's going to be no death matches. The state of New York doesn't allow it.
Yeah.
But, I mean,
GCW is exactly what you said. There's something for everybody. You got you get lucha style, you get technical wrestling, you have you
the
get
biggest wrestlers to ever fucking exist are in GCW. Right. And then we also bring another style to it. We go back to our roots. We stay to what we were, and that's death matches. And that's something that another fan base enjoys. And I also think there's a lot of casual wrestling fans that come in and say, oh shit, this shit's crazy. And they want to see it too. Because I feel like for a casual viewer, someone that might not even like wrestling, deathmatch wrestling might stand out more because it's so intriguing and so just in your face crazy that they're like, holy shit, what is this? I got to see this.
Especially in the past few years, you find that you have this rise of casual fans with all of the additional, just wrestling on TV anymore,
Yeah.
or online. But the deathmatch stuff isn't really the stuff that's going to get through to the mainstream audience because of just cable restrictions and not being able to put it on TV. And
I mean, there
GCW,
was a death match kind of on TV with Chris
There was.
Jericho. I mean,
I was there for that too.
they did light tubes, glass,
right?
blood.
Yeah, I got to see
There's
that, man.
been
I was there for
fire on
it.
TV. I mean, I think there's definitely a way that it can make it on TV, but I mean, it's just
Mhm.
I mean, that was a big step for deathmatch wrestling too, and that brought
It
a lot
was.
of eyes on it that people that might not have known deathmatch wrestling exists. Now they know. Now they know who Nick Gage is. Like Dark Side of the Ring. That was another one that blew people's eyes up on deathmatch wrestling, and they were like, "Whoa, this is a actual world that's out there. Let me check this out."
Do you see GCW on network television at any point in the next few years, or do you think pay-per-views is the way it's going to be going?
I personally do not see it, but you just never know.
You
I
never
just
know.
don't think that's GCW style.
Okay.
It all also depends on the partner and who you find and like what kind of network, like in how much they would allow. So like you have to think maybe somebody like a Vice TV or something like that might be more
Yeah,
a suitable fit because you'd be able to get away with being you and not have somebody try to water you down like what happened with like ECW when they went
yeah,
to
for sure.
TNN.
And I mean, I don't think that the goal is television because
Yeah,
television isn't really where it's at anymore.
Mhm.
You can
Like I
get the
pointed out,
same.
you
You can
guys
get
are doing
a lot of people don't even have cable television anymore.
yeah.
So the internet is really where it's at.
Yeah,
True.
and you guys are basically doing TNA's Jeff Jarrett's business model the same, like weekly pay-per-views. That's what Brett's doing better than Jeff Jarrett did because you guys are running what 40 shows out of 52 weeks this next year. That's basically weekly pay-per-view. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
that's 3 a month.
Sometimes we run 2 pay-per-views
Yeah.
a week.
Yeah, I mean you're doing like 3 pay-per-views a month on average, basically if you look at 40 out of 52 months out of the year or whatever. So you're basically doing that business model that Jeff Jarrett had when he launched TNA of just we're going to put this on pay-per-view every week and we're going to do it that way. We're not going to worry about TV and we're going to do our thing. And that's what you guys are doing, and you've done it very successfully, and have lasted and had a longevity of it for longer than they did. And it's because of what you guys, like you said, you guys stay true to yourself and you do what you do and you do it well. So,
Mhm.
but
I mean, I
recently
think
though,
that's
you've
the
had
most important piece to it. I
yeah,
mean, you don't want to. That's what makes us different. That's what makes us stand out,
mhm,
and that's why we're where we're at right now. That's why we're going into the Hammerstein Ballroom on Sunday because we're not like any other wrestling company, and
that's true.
it's not fake, phony bullshit. There's no characters. It's everybody's themselves, and they all stay true to themselves, and GCW stays true to themselves too.
That's right. And they've done a good job of bringing in people from outside. Some names to work in, and it's incorporated well. And you've actually been a part of a lot of those recently. Like you've worked with Ho Ho Loon, who just came out of his NXT. Leo Rush. You've worked a match with Thunder Rosa. What's it like working with these people? Coming in to GCW to your house, and then you're the one that gets put in the ring with them.
I mean, I think it's cool. I think the thing is GCW doesn't bring in people that don't fit the mold.
Mhm.
If they think they're lazy, if they think they have no passion, if they think they're just coming in for a paycheck, GCW is not bringing them in. Everybody works hard at GCW. That's what's different from GCW and every other wrestling company out there. GCW, if you come in there, you're coming to do your job because you love it and you're doing it to put on a show. The difference between wrestling for GCW and a lot of companies is when you're at GCW, it's special. You feel something that you can't feel anywhere else. And it's not even like just because it's GCW. It has that feeling, that aura when you're there, you get a vibe that you have to do
Mhm.
something to stand out. You have to do something crazy. And I think it really people get that. When they come here, they know like this is the place where I have to show out because this is the place where everybody's watching. And even before GCW had all the eyes, that's what got us to the dance.
Mhm.
Everybody was going absolutely batshit crazy, balls to the wall every single show. And the guys see that. Like Ryder came in, or Cardona. What did he do? He went balls to the wall with Nick Gage. He bled.
Mhm.
He came in, he played ball, and he got the job done. Moxley, he already knew the deal.
Yeah.
But he came in, he wasn't there just for a paycheck. He was there because he wanted to be there.
Mm-hmm.
People aren't coming to GCW just for a paycheck. They're coming because they want to be there and they know that this is something special.
It is something special, man. And I lived through the ECW days. Like, I went to the shows in the 90s. I was at WrestlePalooza 98. I went to the ECW arena before. I did all the runs, and it's what it reminds me of. It's that same feeling to where, like, you get in the building and you're there and it just feels a little different than your TV show. You know what I mean? It's just like what you see on TV. It's like, okay, this is a little bit more intimate. Everything's a little different, and the wrestlers connect with you, and it's an experience like none other. And I highly advise somebody check out everybody. If you get a chance to check out a GCW show live, you need to do it. And this Sunday night, I feel like you guys are going to show the world, like the title says, the world on GCW, because all the eyes are going to be on you guys. And what's next from here? Where do you think what's next for GCW from after Sunday night? Because this is, you're reaching a point. It's the biggest night of the company's career. So where do you guys go from here?
I think we just keep on growing and just keep on trying to build something.
I hear Brett's got something
I don't think television is necessarily the next step, but I think the next step is just keep selling out places. And who knows, maybe if we get to the point, my thing is, I think we could sell out an arena next, like an actual maybe 10,000 seat arena, something along those lines.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I think would be the next step.
I like it.
But I think it's just from here, we just got to keep doing our own thing. Hopefully the pay-per-view is successful. People buy it. We can keep doing those. And then from there, more people, keep going to every different city and keep selling out to build to where we can do a stadium show or an arena show.
Nice.
And I think that I lost my train of thought.
Dude, I do that all the time.
Well, what about for you personally, Jimmy? Going into this new year, what are some of your goals in GCW? Do you have any specific opponents that you want to get in the ring with and put on a match with, or any specific cities that you want GCW to be able to touch down on that you haven't yet? Anything like that?
That brought me back to my thought.
Nice.
The difference between GCW and a lot of other companies is GCW took the company and traveled with it.
Mm-hmm.
They went to each different city because they were growing a fan base in each different city. And instead of just staying in New Jersey, they were like, no, fuck it. We're going to go do LA. We're going to go do Texas. We're going to go do Chicago, Detroit. We're going to take this everywhere. Atlanta coming up.
I will be in Atlanta. I was getting ready to say, I can't wait for that. That's 3 days after my birthday. So you guys will be celebrating my birthday together, man. I've already talked to everybody.
So it's not just a one state thing, maybe travel every once in a while. No, we're constantly on the road, giving every single market GCW.
I think that's
for places I'd like to see GCW go. I like to see GCW go to Seattle.
Ooh, yeah, the Northwest.
Yeah, I'd like to see GCW is supposed to go to Portland. I'd like to see GCW go to Portland.
That'd be cool.
Minnesota would be a great place for GCW to go.
I think that would go over well. I went there for Full Gear for AEW and went to First Wrestling, and just that.
First Wrestling, it's awesome.
First Wrestling,
that's
an amazing vibe and crowd, right? Yeah,
they draw crazy.
They draw.
GCW would kill it there.
They would kill it there. Working with them, because you guys do such a good job. Also working with other promotions regionally, like you do with Loco Wrestling, and you've done with some of the other. I can't remember some of the one out in California you've worked with before, and. Freelance sometimes up in Chicago. So you guys do a good job working with other promotions. So that would be something interesting too. Yeah. Dom, what you got? You got some more stuff for Jimmy. You got a bunch of questions, and I got some stuff I'm going to circle back to later once we get
well, let's stick with the other promotions, because one thing that I've noticed, at least in the last year, GCW is not afraid to bring people in and, cross promote. And it seems like that's the growing trend across the board. Promotions want to cross promote. Do you have any, favorite indies or favorite promotions that you like watching in your spare time that you would love to see GCW, cross promote with in the next year or a couple years?
I mean, there's promotions I enjoy watching, but I don't see GCW necessarily working with them.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, I enjoy watching PWG, but PWG's its own thing.
Yeah.
I don't see them cross promoting with GCW.
And you've got your own. Is it Through With Violence and VXS? You've got
VXS, yeah.
yeah. It was Jimmy Lloyd's. I saw the flyer
American
yesterday.
Wasteland.
Nice. And when's that? That's in a couple months, or is it next month?
Thursday, February 17th, in Williamstown, New Jersey.
New Jersey, yeah.
Yep.
That's cool, man. Tell us about that. Like, what's going to happen on that? What can people expect to see for that event? We'll get a little bit off GCW to talk about you and some of the stuff you're doing. So yeah, push this event.
So I booked that show solely. It was all me. I booked it. I have a lot of crazy matches planned for that show. I have something for everyone. I have death matches. I have high flying. I have hard hitting. I have legends of wrestling. I have some of wrestling's top stars in it. A lot of GCW flavor because they're my boys, and I had to bring them over.
That's cool.
I'm giving something for everyone, and I'm giving my vision of professional wrestling.
Awesome. I look forward to
And
that.
I mean, I've done the Jimmy Lloyd shows for GCW,
Mm-hmm.
and when Violence and Suffering, that's another place that I work frequently with, and I'm on every show. I've been there since day one too, since before they were even anything, running shit shows in Ridgefield Park.
Yeah.
And Isaac stepped up and took over the company, and I think he's been doing well with it. And the idea came about to do a Jimmy Lloyd show, and he gave me full creative control on it. And I was like, fuck yeah, let's do this.
That's what's up, man. I look forward to seeing it.
Yeah, I mean, I have a lot of crazy stuff planned for that, and I'm just expect the unexpected.
Do you enjoy the production side of things when it comes to that, and getting behind the outside of the mat? And do you find?
Yeah, I do. I'm really into that. I mean, I feel like I contribute a lot of ideas to everybody. Like, because my mind is fully on wrestling 24/7. That's all I think about. So I'll get ideas and I'll just write them out and send them.
Oh, that's cool.
Then we'll talk about it, and then if I feel passionate about something and I hear people with an idea, I'll go up and I'll state my opinion because I just love wrestling and I want to give my thoughts on it because I think I have a good general idea of professional wrestling. So, I mean, not always are they going to agree with me, but I just feel like I have to say what I have to say because I'm that passionate about it.
I love it.
And it speaks to why you've gotten so far at such a young age.
Yeah.
Not to say that this happened overnight because you've been putting in the work for a long time. It just doesn't seem like it because you're so young, But at the same time, do you have like a checklist or like a list of goals that you want to achieve in your wrestling career?
The way I do it is I do things like I set small goals. I don't go crazy. And this weekend, I'm knocking off every arena I wanted to wrestle in because I never set like, oh, I want to wrestle in MSG, all that stuff. Like, yeah, that would be awesome. That'd be cool. But like, I wanted to make it realistic and I wanted to set goals along the lines. And then my 3 goals were ECW Arena, Corrigan Hall, Hammerstein. I didn't think,
awesome.
I thought Hammerstein was going to be the hardest one, to be honest. Even harder than Corrigan Hall because Hammerstein, like I said, nobody runs there. Right. I knew the only way I was wrestling in Hammerstein was if I got signed to Ring of Honor or if GCW went. And I was really confident GCW was going to do it, and they did.
That's awesome. Yeah, you talked about Kurikan. Let's talk about your Japan trip for a little bit, too. Let's get on that. Like, tell me about it, man. How did that feel? I mean, you went – that was 2 years ago, right?
Yeah, I went twice.
You went twice. Man, and that's – so tell me about Japan. Like, how was it? I mean, because the language, how was it for you? I mean, you don't speak much Japanese, I'm assuming.
No.
So how was it over there, being able to interact and get around?
I mean, I was able to figure it out and get by. Learn little words here and there. But luckily, when I went, I had all the GCW family with me, so we got through it together. Like going to Japan was always a goal. Of course, it's like every wrestler's goal. I got the Ribera jacket, which was a goal.
Oh, that was my next question, to see if you went to Ribera and got a jacket. That's cool.
Yep, I got a jacket. I got the Matsunaga Steakhouse, which was amazing. Probably one of the best steaks I ever ate. Going to Japan, like leading up, I was so excited and I was hyped and everything. But it really sunk in when I was on that plane. And I was like, wow, I'm really going to fucking Japan right now.
That's awesome.
Like this, like it really. I had that moment of clarity. Like, holy shit, I'm going to fucking Japan.
Yeah,
And then when
that's
you get to
fucking
Japan,
great.
it's a whole new world.
Yeah.
Nothing looks the same. Everything's clean. Like it's just a totally different world, but it's awesome.
yeah, you're definitely not in Philly anymore, right?
Yeah, no, you ain't throwing shit on the ground in Japan.
All right.
Now, talking about international travel, you've been to Mexico too, right? Now, Tony wanted me to ask you: was there anything significant that or eventful that happened on your Mexico trip?
Oh yeah, there's a lot of stuff.
Oh yeah, like what?
What did he say?
Well, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I might tell if he told me some stories. He told me he had a good time in Mexico, but was there something that happened in a match? I don't know if he said you might not talk about it, but he told me to
Yeah,
ask
I
you
know
about
what
your
you're
Mexico
talking
trip.
about.
He
But
told me to ask you about your Mexico trip.
the one, oh yeah, I'm not gonna talk about that.
Yeah, I didn't
But
think so.
the one thing that was crazy was one time I went to. I've been to Mexico like 9 times.
Oh, that's cool, man.
The
That's
one time I
awesome.
went to Mexico, I got there. I was the only foreigner on the trip that I knew of. But then when I got there, they said there was another foreigner on the trip, and I never met him a day in my life. But we were going to be together for 2 weeks, so I was like, all right, we have to stick together and be cool. The first thing we did, we got in this little car. They drove us around to all these different hotels, and there was literally no hotel. They said like everything's sold out. All these nice hotels are driving us to. So they take us to this hotel. They said it's all right. So like we've been driving around for 2 hours. They're like, all right, we'll take the all right one. They're like, it's okay. We're like, yeah, it's okay. We get in there. There's people staring at us as we walk up, and we get in. The bathroom looks like the bathroom in Saul. It's a big white room with a little tub, and then there's
God.
2 beds. They're like, it's okay. I'm like, yeah, it's okay. He goes away, and then I realize we don't have a key to the room. And then I look in the on the pillowcases, and there's a blood stain on it.
Oh,
I look on the
God.
dresser, there's blood pouring down it. So then I freaked the fuck out, and I was representing GCW on the trip, so I called Brett because I didn't know what to do, and I told him, and then he called the promoter. He's like, "Yeah, you gonna treat my talent like this?" Da, 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 da. So then they came back and got us. When we went out, they like looked at us. They were like still looking at us. They tried to talk to us. I jetted out. I opened the door. I jumped in, and I said, "Go, go, 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 go." We went to a hotel. It was a 5-star hotel with a hot tub in it. I'm like, why can't you take
that's
us to
better.
it first?
Right? Oh,
They were
that's
just
awesome.
fucking with us. They just didn't want to pay for the nice one.
Yeah, like if we can
Yeah.
get away with not spending, we can. What was so? Which is easier to pretty much navigate through with the language barrier, being in Mexico or being in Japan?
I don't know. They're both pretty easy. I feel like I don't know. I feel like Mexican people look at you crazier.
Yeah, I can see that.
Not the wrestlers, but just people in general.
Right, just being not from around, just being touristy.
Yeah, they don't. I don't think they like. They don't really like the tourists that much. And when I went to Mexico, yeah, I went to Mexico City, but then I also went all around Mexico and like took 12-hour bus rides in the middle of nowhere, Mexico.
Damn, so you did like the whole Mexican tour. You went to
I went all the way through to Cancun on a bus. That the time with the blood, we drove all the way through and made different stops in different cities.
That's awesome, dude. So I got a couple more questions. I'm gonna let Dom go after that and finish up. But let's talk about like, so you said you lived wrestling and breathed it as a kid. What were some of your like, what actually hooked you? What made you a wrestling fan? Who were your inspirations as a child? Is there people you pull from now, like idols as a kid?
CZW.
Okay, so nothing before that. You didn't have any.
No, I would start going to CZW as a baby. That's what I was introduced to. And that's guys awesome. Like Sick Nick Mondo, Danny Havoc, Nick Cage. That's why I went to the deathmatch route of things. But I always loved every aspect of wrestling because I got into the WWE shit. I love the high flying stuff. So I wanted to be a hybrid of everything. So that's what I tried to contribute into my style. I want to be able to hang with anyone I'm put in the ring with. But the deathmatch stuff really stuck to me. So I had to stick with that too.
That's cool. That's a cool. Have CZW being your like home because you're from Philly, both of you, so that is your backyard. Basically, promotion growing up would be really cool. Me here in North Carolina, we don't have shit. I got to drive 3 hours to get to my Indy to go watch. But
What's that, PWX?
Yeah, PWX. I got to go to Charlotte. To
I
go see
actually
Brian
wrestled at PWX a couple times.
Oh, dude, I'm surprised I wasn't there. I go almost every month, unless Brian books it on a day that I'm traveling for something, which he does a lot. But I love.
I mean,
PWX.
I was doing it when I was like in the really beginning of GCW.
So Tyshawn days. So before Brian had it, when was it Tyshawn Williams or whatever the old owner
It was like no, I think it was Brian. It was
Brian.
like 2016,
Okay, yeah, that was Brian.
2017.
Yeah, that was still Brian. That's cool, man. I love those guys. Yeah, that's that's my like pretty much local, and that's in Charlotte, and that's like I said, 2.5 hours from me. But
yeah,
Dom, what you got? You got a couple more things to throw out here?
You know what? We touched on a lot of the questions that I did have. Every time I got a Philly person on, I got to know, where's your favorite cheesesteak?
There we go.
I like organs.
Oh, nice. Very underrated spot. Nobody ever says that spot. Very cool. Are you from South Philly?
Favorite. No, but
I
was like, but yeah, that's my.
You don't have to say where you're from, but that makes it even better that you're not from around there, and you still know that that's a good spot. I do like that spot too. Okay, I'm from the Northeast, so obviously I'm always going to say Steve's is the spot, but that's like
steak.
Yeah, but everybody always says Steve's anymore, so I was happy to hear something a little off the beaten track that's still good.
Mm-hmm.
Nice, dude.
Well, man, I really appreciate you doing this for us. I can't wait to see you show out this weekend, man, because one of my favorite things to do is just watch you work, man, because they put you in good spots. You always have good feature matches, and I'm really excited for this because you guys are going to get a chance to really show. And I think this is one of the most GCW matches on the card too, is the one you guys are going to be in. And
yeah, all the original players in that match.
Yep, and
yeah, dude, we're coming to show out. We're coming to show why we're the fucking last Outlaws.
Well, man, Jimmy, I appreciate it. Is there anything else you want to say? Tell everybody where they can find you. Push all your merchandise. How to buy your stuff, how to find you on social media. Let's get you out there. Let everybody know how to get a hold of your stuff there.
You can just follow me on Instagram and Twitter at the Jimmy Lloyd. We'll keep it at that.
That's what's up. And merch, best way to get it. You got merch for sale somewhere? Does it hit you up for the merch or will we be there? You got a store?
I mean, I'm on Pro Wrestling Tees, but
okay. Well, there you go, man. Hey, I'm all about trying to put money in your pocket, man. Try to figure out how to sell your shit before you push your stuff. So
it's Pro Wrestling Tees, the Jimmy Lloyd, same thing.
Cool. Well, buddy, I appreciate it. Dom, where can everybody find you?
I'm not interesting.
It's right there. I kind of see it, but yeah, wherever it is, I can't. Oh, God, I still did it wrong. Dude,
Jimmy, thank you so much, man. Thank you so much for taking the time and best of luck this weekend and for everything moving forward with this awesome promotion that you got yourself involved with.
You're breaking up.
Oh, yeah. Can you still hear us, Jimmy? You're all right? We still breaking up? Are we good?
Yep, you're good now. But basically, you got the gist. It was telling me, thank you, fuck off.
Yeah, we wish you well, man. But yeah, I'll be there this weekend, buddy. I'll be in the crowd. I'll be up there all weekend hanging out with the guys. I got plans to get up with everybody, KG and the boys. So you'll see me this weekend, man. I'll be cheering for you. I'll be there
Sounds good. I'll
tomorrow,
see you this weekend.
Saturday night. Guys, everybody buy the pay-per-view this weekend. The Wrld on GCW. It's on regular pay-per-view. It'll be on Fight TV. Watch our man Jimmy Lloyd here. He's going to be in the grab the brass ring ladder match. The Wrld on GCW, the Hammerstein Ballroom. Jimmy, thank you so much. I really appreciate it, guys. Stay tuned. Follow BODYSLAM.net for everything. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Follow us on social media. We got more of these coming out all week. And just, Jimmy, thanks a lot, man. Really appreciate it, buddy.
Thank you, guys. See you guys at the Hammerstein fucking Ballroom.
Fuck yeah, man. See you guys.